What about you, Tony? I see that you're here. You must be up late again, huh? I'm just messing with you, Tony. You know that. I hope you know that anyway. Glad to see everybody here. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes or so. I like to come a little early, make sure my sound check's okay, and get everything up, get my presentation up, get that ready to go for people. Yeah, Tony, let me tell you something. Tonight, everyone should be ecstatic. I mean, when everything's going to be said and done tonight, there's a couple more videos I'm going to have to do probably just to help you guys out, because some things I'm going to be showing, there are support videos. There's one I won't have to make it. It's real easy and it's really good. But there's some other things I'm going to have to build because, HostGator doesn't have the best videos. So I may have to make a HostGator video, but other than that, it's going to be good. And, of course, at the end, we're going to have open Q&A. Anyone can answer, ask me any questions. It doesn't matter what topic it is. I'm here to help you guys. So, that's what we're here for. That's why we got the Facebook group. And that's why I have my, my email. And you guys can, email me anytime at support@offlineresurrection.com. And I answer. Even if people who haven't purchased yet asking me questions all the time, and I answer them. I answer them honestly and, in full. I'm not holding back even on my emails, I guess you could say. That's awesome, Tony. That's awesome. Get it, and if you I don't know what your budget is, start off running on your laptop or your desktop, the GSA and a capture breaker. I ran it for the first 2 months on my PC. Now I have 2 VPSs and almost ready to buy another one. So you'll grow as you get more clients. And I like to start these on time, and then because I don't have another like presenter with me, it kind of gets like I'm ready to start it before it's even ready to start. But I'm gonna wait a few minutes after, maybe like 3 minutes after, and stuff like that. Yeah, Tony, we're gonna do GSA next Friday, or this Friday coming up. We're gonna try to have another training on Friday, and we'll go over some GSA stuff. The GSA stuff that I have really it really works to get you started on your campaigns. The only thing that I've changed, that the reason why I want to do the training right away is because what I've changed now is I've changed the amount of keywords that I put in to target. I try to target at least 10 to sometimes 20 keyword phrases on each video, and what that does, it keeps everything like a diverse backlinking profile for your videos. It takes a little bit longer. You need a larger list, but you know what? You people that are new, you're going to be building some awesome lists, because that's where it always starts off when you first get GSA. When you build your list, GSA builds it for you. You really don't do anything. It's all in your setup, and that's one of the things we'll go over. We'll go over the whole setup that we have, that we use, and you will build an awesome list without any I call it pollution, because what happens is once you get going, or once you start going into the all these different forums, like GSA forum, you start buying other people's lists. What happens is some of them are good, and you know what? Almost everyone's list has good spots in the list, but a lot of them have junk in them. So what happens is you pollute your entire list with junk. You have good stuff, and you have really a whole lot of bad stuff. So as you build your list and you build your verified lists, what ends up happening is you have all this junk and this pollution and this garbage in your verified list. So as you get more customers and as you buy more lists, it gets more polluted. And what happens is the pollution doesn't go away. So as you keep building this giant verified list, if you're hitting a sweet spot in your list on one client, you can start 2 clients at the same time, and one might get like 1,500 verified links overnight, and the other one might only get 100 because they're not in the same spot of your verified list. And so that's what you guys are going to have to wrestle with. But when you first start out, man, your lists are going to be awesome. That they're really good, and you'll get a lot of verified links in a short period of time. So now's the time to really set these projects up using, 20 keyword phrases, or sometimes even more. It's just the more keyword phrases you have, the longer it's going to take to rank. And the reason why it's going to take longer to rank because you might have 5,000 verified links in 3 days or a week or whatever. But of those 5,000, if you got 20, you might only have 200 links for each anchor text. So you just got to run it a little longer, and you run it a little longer till it comes up on the first page. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I am working on some other tools for you guys. And I'll be producing this tool that I'm going to have. We're going to be able to produce some awesome lists without pollution. And that's what this tool does. This tool takes out the pollution. It really does. It's going to be sweet. And I almost got, I'm about a couple weeks, I'm thinking a couple, 3 weeks away. I'm just waiting on, my programmer to give me the latest version so I can start testing it. You can't. It's very difficult. Someone put it. I don't know how you guys did that. Whoever did that. They asked how I keep the pollution out the list. There's ways of doing it, and it's on. There's one on the GSA forum, and it takes a while. But I'm creating a utility. I'm creating a new tool that's gonna do everything for you. It's gonna revolutionize the way that people use GSA and lists and stuff like that. I mean, it's gonna be pretty awesome. And I mean, of course, it's a product. You guys will have a first crack at my utility, and I'll show you how to do it. Someone's asking questions already. I might as well answer them now as people are coming on. And that is, do I recommend a Wicked Article Creator? And if I were using that to rank lawyers in Chicago, the answer to that is yes. That's what I use, Wicked Article Creator, and I use that to get the gentleman in Chicago up there. I haven't checked his rankings. The last time I checked it, he was still on the first page. He fell, but what I did is I just, I stopped running links at it because really the guy wasn't paying me that much, so I wasn't paying close attention. I just know he was number 1 and number 2 for a really long time, and when he fell, I just turned the links back on and they came back up. I think that was a car accident. Chicago. Yep, he's still there. He's just below the 7-pack. And you know what? It's just a matter of time. He'll be back up to where he was before, big number 1, number 2. Do I have any opinions about Rent-A-Serp? I don't really know what Rent-A-Serp does. I mean, I'm thinking it's probably some way to rank videos, and then you rent it out to people. It's like a rental model. I have no idea. I know it uses some kind of theme and plug-in. I've heard a lot of people complain about the certain things not working, but I don't know. So all I hear is what other people say, and I really don't like to go with other people say unless I know myself. So I really can't really say I have an opinion one way or the other. I didn't buy it. I'll tell you that. I didn't buy it. And someone says, Valerie, could you explain what you mean when you say, can I explain generally what it does? What's it? I don't know. You're talking about my tool or GSA. So, but I know Rent-A-Serp's been selling about a week, but a lot of these people come out with courses, and I don't like to get distracted. I'm still trying to sell, offline resurrection on a daily basis. I'm trying to get other people to have webinars for their list with me, and I'm still, testing a lot of stuff that other things for you guys. And of course, I have to get trainings ready for webinars, and I really want to. When I'm done doing these webinars for all you guys, I'm going to make this. It'll probably be another product by itself. So you guys are getting everything by coming on board now, and these webinars I think so far have been really good, and they're only going to get better. And I think tonight's training is going to be awesome. In my opinion, it's going to show you guys how you can span. If you guys remind me about virtual assistants in this webinar, in this training, right after building a sales force. Right before I get to the hands-off technical, if you guys can maybe somehow put in the thing, that there's a slide, I'll say question and answer. Ask me about virtual assistants, because the virtual assistants is the bomb in this too. And I know how to do that, and I'll tell you guys how to do that when we get there, okay? Oh, how much will my utility cost? I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe 47, maybe 77, get 2 different things in there, maybe 77, 97. It's not going to be a whole lot because I want to sell thousands. I really do. I know there's a price point you gotta deal with until you get, till you can sell stuff like that. I think with this utility, because I can go on a GSA forum, I can go on other places. I can sell it everywhere, and everyone's going to want it. I'm also going to be providing lists for you guys as well, because I got this utility. Because I can do this, I can get lists, and I can provide you guys with a sheet list. At least when you get it, you know it's going to be there. And if you have my utility, you can keep your stuff clean all the time. It doesn't. You do it once a week, twice a month. You clean your whole list, and all you got is really good stuff. Valerie, yes, the webinars are going to be posted. They're always posted on in the members area on the chapters. The selection is member training, and you go there, and I'm creating another member for that as well. I can't wait for the tool either. Trust me, it's going to be sweet. When is the GSA training? Next Friday, or this Friday coming up. Today, I'm forgetting that because of the hotel situation, we're doing the Friday training tonight. That'll be this Friday. We're going to go over, well, basically what we're going to do is go over setup and how we set it up to make it run a little faster. That's pretty much it. What I've already shown you, you should be able to set up campaigns and run them, man. Oh, someone told me Rent-A-Serp isn't video related. Okay. Well, see, there you go. That shows you how much I know. I just know that I heard someone talk about themes and plugins, and Ray the Video Guy had something out talking about his Rent-A-Serps and his video. So, I just assumed it was video. All right, it's 9:08. Let's go ahead and get this started tonight. Tonight is, if anyone has a problem hearing me, let me know now. So far, I guess everyone's hearing me because I'm seeing all kinds of questions from all different kinds of people. You can embed a video on Rent-A-Serp. Okay. Like I said, I try to get distracted. I have to stay focused. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. And when I start buying all these other things, I can get distracted really easy. So I just stay focused on what I'm doing, what I'm testing. As long as I'm getting ranking videos and I'm getting clients, that's all I need. I don't need another way of doing it. And I'll buy stuff sometimes and try stuff, but I haven't bought any in a long time because I'm trying to stay focused on offline resurrection and making this the best I can for everybody who purchases. So let's go ahead and get this started. Tonight's training is going to be on sales role play, building a sales force, and hands-off technical. And I should have put in quotes, almost hands-off, or almost. So let's go ahead and get started. Sales role play is basically what we're going to do is we're going to go over a sales pitch that we do and the questions that get answered, that get asked sometimes, and then I'm going to give the answers to those. I could get people in here and have them ask questions and whatnot. You can do that in the sidebar if you have some other things, other questions that people have asked you, and I can try to tell you. I probably have some kind of rebuttal or a way of answering that. But that's how we're going to do this tonight. And basically, we're going to go over the emails first, as you can see on the slide. And we want to keep all of our emails short and sweet. I know I said it before. I say it all the time. But I can't say it enough because I get questions all the time from people, and they're like, how is this email answering? And it's like a 3-4 paragraph. If someone asks how much, like for instance on this slide here, I got how much. That's the most common question, or cost, just in parentheses. And your answer should always be X amount a month for X amount of videos, whatever your service is. That's what you answer them. Don't try to sell them. Don't say, oh, I might say every now and then I might say, oh, thanks for your interest. But you know what? I don't even do that. I think if people appreciate more, they ask how much, you tell them. Don't try to sell them. You're going to sell them, you get them on the phone. Because you know what? This is the first step. They're already curious. They want what you got, okay? You already have leverage. They're contacting you, remember? They're either calling you or sending you emails. So this is what we got to stay focused on. How much? Oh, $750 a month for 5 videos, and we create a custom YouTube channel. Feel free to call me anytime and then give me your phone number. Don't try to sell them on the emails. You know, eventually after like 5 or 6 emails, they're still not calling you, but still asking questions, you may have to start saying, okay, listen, here's how it works. We're going to do this. I'm going to send you an agreement. Let me know if you're okay with this, and then, you know, then you got to do it that way. But by the most part, it's very, you know, I have like maybe 5 email-only clients, and you know what? They add stuff all the time. They add cities. They tell me what their plans are, this and that. Excuse me, I have a 1-year-old running around here. She's a daddy's girl, and she wants to be with daddy right now. So, so let's go ahead and I'm going to give you some examples of my emails and how to answer them. Here's the biggest question. Oh, actually, this is an exact email I received from someone else. They said, what's the cost? What's the minimal contract? Where's the position in Google advertising places? So they're asking if it's in Google places. And which city will this be for? And can they only have one city? Well, as I said, I try to keep it short and sweet. Here was my answer. Cost is $750 per month for 5 videos. Minimum contract, 3 months. We rank your YouTube video on the first page of Google. The price above is for 1 city, and you can order as many cities as you like. That's what I tell them. Now, you know what? You almost want to say, just to try to sell them on it, you almost want to say, you can order as many cities as you like, as long as they're available, to try to create some kind of urgency, but I don't even do that. I'm going to do that when I got them on the phone. You know, when you get them on the phone, that's when you start to sell them. So this is just giving them the answer that they're looking for. Of course, this person ended up being a customer. They have multiple cities, but this is my first contact. I didn't try to sell them. It took like 2 or 3 emails. They're asking, because this is what happens a lot of times when you deal with attorneys or maybe a lot with plastic surgeons too, because I used to have a lot of plastic surgeons. You have to deal with their assistants sometimes. Sometimes with attorneys, more with the plastic surgeons and dentists too. You have to deal with the assistants. So the assistants are going to ask all these questions, but the decision maker is asking them to ask these because they don't want to be sold. And then you got to get to a certain point where you actually tell them, hey, look, we'll send an agreement, put it in front of whoever is making this decision. But this is what you do right here. You short and sweet emails. Here's another one I get all the time. Costs. People in microwave society. This is seriously, I get either how much or cost probably 85–90% of the time. That is their response to our easy email template, which everyone has access to. That's purchased the product. It's in there. But this is the response. Cost, how much, terms of the contract. Cost and how much is the most. Cost, $750 a month for 5 videos, custom YouTube channel. That's my answer. And then I put, feel free to call me anytime here. And then they either call me or they ask me another question. It's hit or miss with this. Eventually they call you 90% of the time, 95% of the time. Now, that's the email. The emails are easy, they're easy. They're short and sweet. And by the way, I'm going to make these slides available to everybody. And I'm even going to attempt to make this into a PDF. Not before the next training probably, but I'll definitely have the slides available for you guys. And of course, oh my goodness, I forgot to record this. Let me go ahead and start the recording right now. It's just the email. Just the email part. Okay, so we just started recording. I skipped over the email part. I'm not going to go back. Someone else said recording it too. Praise God, Tony, you're a lifesaver. So if you can upload that to a YouTube channel, I'll download it, and from there we'll have the whole gist of it. But still, this will be up here for people who want to go to if you go to any meeting, you click on you're registered, it'll start to play this one. So you miss the emails. It's real easy. It's nothing new. It's in the training. You keep it short and sweet. You'll get costs, how much kind of stuff, and you know what you do? You just answer them. Now we're going to get into the actual sales pitch. Okay? Here's what's going to happen when the people call you. Now remember, we went over training last week, and we said you want to make sure you have your services set up before you start selling, before you start emailing. So you're going to know what you're going to say already, okay? So here, the first part I just used PC for potential client and then us. So they're going to say, hey, I got your email. Can you tell me a little bit about it? And then the first thing you want to ask, sure, if you get a chance to look at my examples. And if they say yes, then we can go right into the sales pitch. Okay, great. You know, and you start telling them, this is how it works. But if they haven't had a chance to look at the sales, as your example, and say no, you know, whatever, you have to take them to Google. There's no way around it. If you don't take them to Google, you stand to probably, I would say, maybe 60% less of a chance to sell them if you don't take them to Google, maybe even more than that. Because you know what? So many people have been sold a bill of goods. So many people have been burnt. So many people have been told, oh, yeah, you can get you on the first page of Google in a couple hours. And they charge their credit cards for their service, and then at the end of the month they get this giant credit card bill because what they're talking about really is pay-per-click, but the people don't understand it. And the scammers out there are just taking people's money. So you got to take them to Google to show them exactly what we do, okay? So we're going to do that first. So the guy says, no, I didn't have a chance. I said, okay, they've not seen our example. So here's what we tell them. Okay, no problem, sir. What we do is we rank your YouTube videos on the first page of Google. Now, I can show you what we do. It takes 30 seconds and one Google search. Then you tell them, go to Google, and you be quiet. Because they're going to say something. We might say, oh, you know, I can't really do that. No. I can't show you what we do unless you go to Google. Oh, I'm internet savvy. I know. No, you know what? You can't take that for an answer. You have to tell them, no. In order for me to do this, you have to go to Google, and I have to show you what we do. If they say they can't do it right now or they're driving the car, you make an appointment with them to talk to them at another time when they're in front of their computer. Because I'm telling you, if you don't have them in front of the computer and you don't take them to Google, it's going to be so hard to sell them. They're not going to know what the hell we're selling. They really aren't. So you say, go to Google. And then you be quiet. Once you know they're going there, you say, okay, let me know when you're there. Now, here's one thing that's going to mess you up. If you haven't done this before, what's going to happen, some people, what they do to go to Google, they go up in the address bar. I mean, they go to the search tab, and they'll type in Google. Now, a lot of these people, not everyone uses Google as the search. So some of these people, they could be using Bing or they could be using Yahoo when you tell them to type in the keyword phrase. And this is how you'll know. Okay, type in the keyword phrase, Plumber Houston for me right now. You see that number 2? You see that video number 2? They're going to go, no. What? Because you're so confident you're trying to tell them. You're going to say, what? You don't see that? You don't see the video? No, all of a sudden you're freaking out. So now you're trying to go there, which you should have already done it anyway. You should have done it. But now you're trying to look at incognito windows. You open up another. You're going to the other PC. You're looking it up. It's still there. The guy saying, no, man, I don't know what you're talking about. What you got to make sure they do is they went to Google. They'll probably in Bing or Yahoo if they're not seeing it. Or they might be, if they're in another country, maybe they'll see it at number 5 or 6. It might not be the same. Once it's been there for a while and it's seated and played in Google, if it's number 2 in Fort Lauderdale, it's going to be number 2 in Los Angeles too. Okay? When it first starts ranking, it might be different. Like I might see it number 2, they might see it number 4 or 5, but they're going to see it in the first page. But when they don't see it at all, they're in the wrong search engine. And you won't learn this anywhere else. There's a lot of people out there that's teaching what I'm trying to teach, or they're trying to teach what I'm teaching, and they don't have the experience like I have, and they won't have a clue to tell you this. I'm here to tell you, whenever you see that, they're not at Google. They're either in Yahoo or they're in Bing or some other search engine that they're on. So once you get in there, you tell them, type in the keyword phrase. Oh, do you see who's at number 1? Yes, we do. Okay. You see the one with the phone number. You tell them the phone number. That's our client. And we want to do the same for you. Okay, does that sound good? Of course it does. Okay, if they've seen our example, here's where we start, because they're going to say, hey, tell me a little bit about it. Remember? So that's where we're going to start, and this is where we're going to start to sell them right here. Okay, then we're going to tell them, okay, here's how it works. We work with 1 plumber per city, and we're going to give you up to 5 videos for your company in the local area. We're going to create a custom YouTube channel. And those 5 videos are going to rank for approximately 10 to 25 keyword phrases, sometimes more for each video. So we can select a great number of keyword phrases for you to rank on. We're going to dominate your area. Can you see the benefit in our program, sir or ma'am? And they're going to say, oh, yeah, absolutely. You want to say that, okay? You want to make sure you tell them, you ask them, do they see the benefit in your program? Because it's going to help you later. Okay? They're going to say, oh, yeah, great. So now notice we're selling them. We're confident in our delivery. We're doing all this stuff, but we still haven't told them how much, which we're going to tell them in a second. We're going to tell them our initial agreement is 90 days. Then it renews on a month-to-month basis. Fair enough? You don't say nothing. Give them time. Don't run them over. Let them talk. Oh, 3 months? Oh, okay, because you know what? Most companies out there, most agencies, most people, they're trying to tie people down with a 1-year agreement. And I use that. Because I've done this for other companies, and I've done this for my company. I've done it on my own since 2009. But everyone tries to get these guys in a year contract, and they hate it. I say, no. Hey, listen, we have a 90-day agreement, and then it renews on a month-to-month basis. Fair enough? Oh, it's not a year contract? Yes, I usually say, no, it's not, sir. We think that 90 days is enough to get to know each other. We want to make sure that we're a good fit for each other. If we get you ranking in 90 days, which I have no doubt we will, but what we're going to do is we're going to do it month-to-month basis. And if we're a good fit, we continue on. If we're not, hey, we part ways as friends. Fair enough? Okay, then you just be quiet. And then once they say, oh, yeah, sure, then you ask them, well, what keywords make sense to you? And most people in their industry, they're going to give you a bunch of industry keyword phrases, and that's okay. Don't argue with them, but you will always add on to your keyword phrases. If you're in a niche, this is one of the things where I told you in the training, the initial training, you want to stay in one niche, because you know what? Once you stay in one niche, you know the keyword phrases off the top of your head after you get a couple clients. So what you do is most of the time they're not. Then you tell them, hey, listen, here's our research. Our research shows that the best buyer keyword phrases are, and you just tell them. These are some that I just put out there. I didn't research this, but as I said before, the keyword research for buyer keywords on a local market, it's like, what are you going to type in the yellow pages to find? What are you going to look up in the yellow pages if you're looking in the yellow pages? That's pretty much what you're going to do. Yes, you can find some other keyword phrases like the 24-hour emergency plumbers, broken pipes. You can put those in there. It's not a problem. But it's not rocket science. It shouldn't take you 3 or 4 days to try to figure out what keywords are best to find plumbers, or to get your plumber or your AC repair guy their phone ringing. So anyway, this is what I tell them right here about our research, and most of the time it's right on the money. Okay, they don't usually have any problems. And you know what I do? If they have their buyer keyword that they think are buyer keywords, hey, I add them in too. I add them in because you know what? We can get these. As I said in the beginning, for some of you that were here early, I'm having 10 to 20, sometimes a little more keyword phrases in here that I use for my clients. I don't just take a bunch of random keyword phrases to get them ranking because I can. Okay, there's always got to be a reason. You got to want to make sure that people are actually searching these keyword phrases. And any PPC campaign that I've done in the past, or any SEO campaigns I've done in the past, usually usually get about between 8 to 10, maybe 12 keyword phrases that are your money keywords. They bring in all your business. So those are ones I definitely always want to focus on when doing these keyword phrases. Now I'm going to keep going in. We're doing sales, so I'm going to stay focused on the sales. So those, and then I go on to tell them, those are our base keyword phrases, sir or ma'am. Now what we do is we put the city name before and after each keyword phrase. So for instance, if we had a plumber in Tampa, we would have Tampa plumber Tampa. Emergency plumber, Tampa emergency plumber. Do you understand what I'm saying here? And they're going to say, oh, absolutely. You mean I can put in 25 keyword phrases and those could be 50 keywords? Yes, you can. That's why we do 5 keyword phrases, sir. I mean, you got to think of these things. Sir, that's why we do 5 keyword phrases, because we want you to dominate your city. We want you to dominate your market. When anyone types in a plumber in Houston, we want to make sure you're going to get that call. You're in the top 3. You're in the top 5. So when you start getting those calls, when it comes time to pay my bill, you're going to be happy to pay my bill. And I tell them that, just like that. And they laugh, they ha ha. No, really, that's how we are. That's how we work. And then, of course, once you get them ranked, then you're going to call them back. As soon as you get them ranked on the first page, you're going to tell them about it. You got to make sure they've been on the first page for more than a week, because sometimes you get a Google dance, it'll be up there for 2 or 3 days, and it'll disappear for a week or so. So make sure, excuse me, they're on there for at least a week. But then you call them back and say, hey, look, we're on the first page of Google. Remember we talked about before possibly expanding? Well, hey, This is, you're on the first page of Google for Houston. How about some of the other areas around Houston? I don't know the area in Houston. I'm sure there's a boatload of suburbs. I choose like Fort Lauderdale. We're ranking #1 for Fort Lauderdale. How about we go to Pompano Beach, Oakland Park, and Plantation, and Deerfield Beach? And I tell you what, at $750 for Fort Lauderdale right now, I'm throwing all those cities for $500. Fair enough? If you can get all those cities for $500. So now all of a sudden you have a client for $1250 a month. And really those little cities, those little suburbs, they can be like the example I did for Ultimate Handyman. The same kind of thing where you can have them ranked within a week for all these things. And you know what? They're going to get calls. The phone might not blow off hook. For certain niches they will, but still, they're going to get calls. So you're going to be ranking these guys, and you're going to have a $1,250 a month client just like that. That's just one client. Imagine when you have 5. Imagine when you have 8 or 10. Dare I say 20 clients, and you're upselling them? This is just awesome. This is how the sales works. It's not difficult. If you notice, all the stuff, I might be talking a little fast because I'm passionate about this. I love this. But I'm not using the eloquent words. I'm not doing any of that. I'm using my leverage because I got what they want. Okay? So I tell them, how the keywords do. You understand? And they say, of course I do. I say, and we do all this for $750 a month. Now, I'll tell you what. If you paid for 3 months up front, we discount that price. The 3-month price would be $2,000 for 3 months instead of $2,250. Fair enough? And then don't say nothing till they do. When you tell them this part, don't say anything till they say something. And then you know what? They might negotiate. Say, oh, you know what? I'll just do $750 a month. Okay, it's no problem. Then what I normally do when I'm asking this, I'll have a year price, and what I do, I charge. If you buy a year up front, you pay for 10 months. So I'll have that price laid out. So I'll say, okay, well, hey, listen, you want to save $1,500? Sure. How do I do that? Pay me for a year up front. You only pay for 10 months. It's $7,500 today, and you get 2 months free. And you know what I'll do? Even sometimes negotiate 3 months free. No problem. So $7,500 today, I'll take it all day long. So this is how you do it. Sorry, I take a drink of water, but we're not done yet. This is just negotiating, and if you know what, it's straightforward. You shouldn't feel bad about asking this because you're going to be providing a service for this. So what we do there is you tell them after they, once you negotiate, is it going to be monthly? Is it going to be a quarterly agreement? Is it going to be a yearly agreement? Okay, so I just want to summarize, sir. I'm going to send you a 3-month agreement, or if it's a year, 6 months, for $2,000, because I'm assuming he's paying us the 3 months up front. I'll use your current videos and upload 5 of them, and I'll download them and re-upload them to the custom YouTube channel that we're going to create for you. Okay? And of course, they're going to say, okay. All right, so I'll send you a PayPal invoice, and as soon as I receive payment, I'll start working on your project. Will you be around at 2 o'clock or whatever time it is? I usually give them a couple hours, 3 hours, to go over the details of the agreement, and we'll wrap this up. I'll answer any questions you have, and and we'll go forward from there. Fair enough? You be quiet again. And they're going to say, okay, or they could say, oh, I don't have time today, blah, blah. Okay, when's the day? What day is better? And you got to tie them down on this, because sometimes people don't want to be sold. They don't want to be tied down, but you got to tie them down. Because if you can't tie them down, you might not ever hear from them again, because now they know your caller ID. They know who you are. I call back. I call back people because sometimes people do get busy. My philosophy is the same thing when you're doing your email blast. I don't take anyone off my email blast list unless they tell me to. And I don't stop calling someone unless they tell me to. So I might be calling this guy for the next 3 months. I don't know, it might be, at first it's every other day. And I might wait 3 days go, and then another month go. Until they get on the phone and tell me to stop calling them, I'm going to call them because they already said they wanted it. And I sent them an agreement. Now, of course, after like a month or so and you call them all the time, they'll eventually tell the assistant to tell you to stop calling. When they do, I do. And then you know what? In 3 or 4 months, I always put the people I send out agreements in their own folder on my hard drive. So in 3 months, every 3 months, I go through that. It's called like a dead file. I go through all those and I revisit them because you know what? Maybe they couldn't afford it then. Maybe someone else sold them better than I did, and now they're stuck in because they're not ranking even though they paid someone else. So you never know. So every 3 months I go through that folder and it's just like a free leads right there. People already contact me. They already asked me to send them an agreement. So that's what I do every 3 months. Okay. So that's how you do the sales. Now, are there any questions on any rebuttals or anything that anyone might ask you about selling? You can ask anyone can ask anything. It doesn't matter right now, but it has to do with sales and what people might tell you and what you don't know what to say to them. Oh, here's one rebuttal that I use all the time, and I was telling one of my students yesterday, and he asked me to tell him, and I told him no, he had to come on the training tonight. If you're negotiating price, okay? Remember when I told you, ask them if they see the value in your system. Do you see the value in what we're doing here? Absolutely. Oh yeah, being a first page, go great. So when you get to the pricing, and they say your pricing is too high, blah blah blah. Oh, now all of a sudden they don't want it. Say, well, listen, you already told me that you see the value in our system, right? And they're going to say, oh yeah, sure, I see the value. Okay, great. So if you see the value in our system, and you actually see what's going on here. So what I'm thinking here is, if the price wasn't an issue, would you buy our system? Oh, absolutely. I'd get them. Yeah, for free. Yeah. Okay, great. So then what we have here is the issue is price, right? Oh, well, I didn't say, well, you did, because I just told you, I just asked you if you saw the value in our product, and if price wasn't an issue, you'd take it. So now it's price. So now you tied it down to price. Now all we have to do, sir, is find what price is right for you in your budget. Of course, without insulting me. So that's what I do. That's how I get them right down to it. If you want to do a hard sell, that's how I do it. Okay, so basically just pricing. So what's in your budget? What's in your budget for this? Can you afford? And if I'm doing a $750 a month one, I'll say, well, can you afford $600 a month? And start there. Don't cut it in half right away. But this is what you do when you're selling. So that's one of the rebuttals that I use all the time. And that's why I ask them, do you see the value in our system? Because once they say yes, you can always go back to that when you're negotiating price. And I don't see any questions from anyone on the sales bit. Like I said, all you guys are awesome salespeople probably, right? Or everyone's sleeping. Or you can't hear me, one or the other. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to how to build a sales force. I'm sure you guys have already seen this. You're thinking, what the hell? Here's what we do, man. You hire people to send out your emails. And the pay structure is only a suggestion. This is what I pay my people when they're sending out emails to me. And there's I give them 30% up front. That means when I close them, because I close all the deals. And we'll get into the details about that. Let me take a drink again. They're going to get 30% up front, then I pay them 20% residuals. Every month my client stays on board and pays me, and as long as they're sending out emails for me. Now, a lot of you think, that's a lot of money to send out emails. Yeah, but you know what? That's nothing to have these guys sending out these emails. If they follow your instructions and they're sending out these emails, and you're not doing anything but monitoring what each sales guy is doing and responding to potential clients. I mean, I would love to do that. I would love to just sit actually, before I started doing this, I used to tell myself, I would love to do this. Man, I got 3 people that send emails all the time, and all I do is deal with this, deal with the people, deal with the potential clients, and it works great. The only time you have an issue is, sometimes you get some aggressive people, and you train them how to respond to emails, and then they might want more or whatever. Hey, you know what? I've offered people, we've tried it a few times. It worked for a while, but didn't work all the way. But I've even offered people more. Say, you want to do this all yourself? No problem, but you got to sell it my way. And I've offered other people 40% on a upfront and 30% residuals. They'd hire their own sales staff, and they can have a whole phone room and do that. And what they just send me the contracts, the agreements, and what I got to rank for. And the people pay me. They pay my company, and I pay my salespeople. The one guy, I pay him when I get paid, and that's how I do it. And this works really, really well. I'm telling you. Some people might think, oh, it's too much to pay people to send out emails. I don't agree. I think it's awesome because all you're going to be dealing with are people who are interested in your product. And let's get into the details about this. I know you guys got to be asking that, and I've already gone over that. So let me explain each step in detail. Here's what you do. You set up. You get a domain name for each salesperson that you bring on board. Okay, and then you set up that new domain. You set up a forwarder. And this is one of the videos I may have to make. You set up a forwarder and HostGator that forwards to your email. Now, what you do on your side, when you set the forwarder to tell what email to forward to, you set up, like, I don't know, if the guy's name is Jeff and you're a sales guy, and I'm using my offline resurrection to forward all my emails to that one, I'll say Jeff at offline resurrection, and I'll create that in Outlook, and then I'll tell Outlook to create its own folder. So I set up, and this is the next slide, I think. So then I set up my own folder for Jeff. So when all his emails come in, and all the emails he sends out, they're all going to come forward to the Jeff folder, to Jeff at offline resurrection, which is going to be in the Jeff folder in my Outlook. You do that for every salesperson. This is how you keep track of sending stuff out. The only pain in the butt is you get forwarded all the non-deliverables. No big deal. They all look the same. So if you scroll, as soon as something's different, it's very obvious to see. Okay. This is how you monitor everything. And even when you train them, to start responding to your emails, to the emails, you slowly want to be able to some of them not, but the ones that are more, that seem to be aggressive, the ones that seem to be more savvy, you can train them to start responding to emails first. You can even train them to start doing phone calls. But, there's one detail I forgot to tell you guys. When you have these guys send out the emails for you, what you do is you have them send them on your behalf. So you might have Jeff at yourlocalvideo.com, and send them from Jeff at yourlocalvideo.com. But the email says, your name and your phone number, so they call you. Now, when they respond, it responds to Jeff, and it goes to you. And Jeff is instructed to always come to you when you get an email, someone who's interested. And you don't just go answer the form. You wait for Jeff to come to you. You've got that in your inbox. You know what's going on. So this is how you keep track of your salespeople. This is how you keep track of everything that's coming in. It's all through this email and the email forwarding. And you can pay these guys. Listen, if you're paying someone to send emails out, you're paying them 30% and 20% residual, you better believe these guys are going to be wanting to send emails. Now, what you got to train them to do is make sure they send the right amount. You train them the right way. And this is another video I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to do a whole training on how basically I'm going to have a video that you can give to these guys that trains them. So basically what's going to be them setting up, having a spreadsheet and copying the emails and putting them in BCC. I'm going to have that sort of like what we already have for you guys. I'll do another one just for your salespeople. We'll have more on the sales side, and we'll train them. We won't mention any pay structure or anything like that, but we'll basically train them, have a video so that they know exactly what to do. And this is how we do it. You know what? And in this slide, I'm talking again about how you can train people to answer the emails. And you know what? It works out okay sometimes, and sometimes not. But you know what? Sometimes you got to let loose the reins. You can't be a one-man show. And you know what? People are going to make mistakes. It's no big deal. There's always the next guy that's going to buy, and you don't have to worry about that. But once you get these guys trained, now all you're dealing with is the people that are calling, because you can have them. Once they get trained to answer the emails, every email he's sending out is like, "Feel free to call me anytime," and it's your phone number. Feel free to call me anytime. It's your phone number. He's actually ending each email with your name and your position. So he's doing all this for you. So he can answer the emails for you, and then all you're going to be doing is receiving calls. Okay, I have one guy that's really good that does this for me, and I've only had one that I trusted enough to keep going like this. And the rest of them, they just send me emails. They just send emails. It works great. It really does. And I know I asked you guys to remind me about, this is the payment structure. This is what I do. These guys can send out emails and make a decent living. Think about it. Every month they're building clients, because you build clients. So let's say you build up clients and you're making $7,500 a month. Just as an example, so you got 10 clients, $7,500 a month. So basically, they're going to be making what I don't know what it is, $1,500 on a residual, just on your $7,500. Okay, $1,500 on it. No, not. I think it's a little more than that. Whatever. I'm not going to do the math right now. I'm more focused on the webinar. But look at once they get 10, what I got 20. Now they're making a really good living. Okay, and they're going to get that every month. Only if they're sending out emails. So what's that tell them? It tells them they got to be sending out more emails for you. You're going to get more clients. As you get more clients, they get more money. It's a win-win for you. It's a win-win for them. So this is what you got to do. This is how you expand this thing. This is how you start spending. You know what? Maybe you hire one guy in your one niche, or maybe you hire 3 guys in your one niche until you start getting a whole boatload of plumbers, so you can talk the lingo. And then slowly you switch gears. Maybe you go to AC repair and you have one guy. Okay, look, I got this email. I want you to start sending out AC repair guys now. So now you got the other 2 guys sending out plumbers. You got one guy doing AC repair, and this is how you expand. And let me tell you something. There is nobody out there teaching this kind of stuff for their customers like you guys are of mine. Nobody's out here teaching this stuff, how to succeed, how to expand your business. They just aren't. And if they are, they're not doing it like I am. So the other thing I want to tell you guys about is to get a virtual assistant to do your YouTube uploading and doing all that. Now you may have to send them the descriptions to them, but hopefully hopefully you can get your clients to do that. If not, you can take it from other places. You can write it yourself if you want. But you get a virtual assistant. Now I know I've even heard other so-called gurus, other people that are selling the same accounting courses as me, say that you can't use a virtual assistants with doing the videos because they're not the same IP addresses, and they've lost YouTube accounts because of different addresses. Well, you know what? YouTube has this thing called managers now. And managers, they always had it, but I just discovered it probably in the last 6 months. They have this thing called managers. So you can make your virtual assistant a manager of your channel, and you're not going to lose nothing. It doesn't matter what his IP address is, because they have to have a Gmail account. So you just invite that person, your VA, or whoever, to be a manager for your account, and then you give them managerial rights, and they can do anything. So basically, you hook up with a couple of VAs, and they're uploading videos for you all day. They're uploading the descriptions. Now you got salespeople selling for you. You're directing them in the proper manner, and all you're talking to is people who want to talk to you about your service. As you're getting those, you got some VAs out there, and you're paying them minimal, and they're doing all the uploading of the videos. Now you may have to download some videos, some YouTube channels, and download some descriptions and whatnot, and now you got that rolling, right? So now you got that going, and you're not doing a whole lot still. Okay, the only thing you got to worry about is the GSA thing, right? So, and we'll get to that in a second. So right now I want to ask you guys, are there any questions on the Salesforce, on building a Salesforce? Any questions at all? Where are you going to get these people? The VA part, it's another video I'm going to have to make to show you guys how to make a VA a manager. Any questions at all? If there are, type it in the side box, because I'm not seeing no questions. And I know someone has to have a question. Hey, how you doing? I think everyone can hear me now. I got a question here. That's good. So you guys can start to hear me now. And I apologize if anyone got dropped with the little stuff I was trying to do. Have you guys been able to hear me the whole time? I guess so, because you guys are asking questions. So what do you do if the video goes off the page during part of a month? Hey, you know what? Sometimes that happens. But you know what? You're working on that. So you have to set your expectations in the proper manner. And you know what? You tell your customer, hey, listen, depending on how they are, some people will understand. They really will. You just tell them, hey, listen, you know what? Sometimes they dance around. Google sometimes does stuff, and that's what you tell them. If they call you up and they're reaming you and you say, oh, I ain't paying, just what I do is to stop all that. I say, hey, no problem. You know what I'll do? If you're not up on the first page of Google, by the time it's time to bill you, I won't charge you. If you are, I'll charge you. And here's one more thing that I'll do even for you. If you're not on the first page of Google when it comes time to charge you, I'm not going to bill you, but as soon as you're on the first page of Google, I'm going to bill you and you have to pay it. Agreed? And once you do that, hey, they ain't got nothing to argue about. If it takes, let's say it's the first of the month and you bill on the first of the month, and on the third of the month, it comes up. Well, you bill them on the 3rd or the 10th of the month. You bill them on the 10th, and you put them on that 10th of the month cycle then. That's what you do. That's what I do, and it works well. What happens is you get your IP blocked when using GSA. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, you should be using IPs. You should be using proxies. When you do this, you know, you can get like 20 semi-private proxies, and then you let GSA search for public proxies for you, and you use those. You know what, they burn out, but if you have GSA search for public proxies every 45 minutes or 30 minutes, because that's what I do. That's what I did when I first started. And then sometimes I still do it for the public ones, because you can't ever have enough proxies, man. Sometimes even your semi-private proxies will burn out and won't work, but you're not going to get your IP blocked like if you're running it from your desktop. As long as you have proxies, you're going to be fine. Serious. Can everyone else hear me? I see that we still have people on board. Okay, yeah, everyone's got the thumbs up. That's good, man. I was worried there, and we may have a little bit of a pause in our recording, and I'll try to snip that out a little bit if I can. But we're way past this though. Oh, maybe that's, you know what? Maybe this is where we cut off. I'm gonna start from here, and I'll go really fast. You know, basically we pay up front 30% up front and 20% residuals. You guys probably got the sound though, so I'm just gonna skip through all this then. Yeah, I'm thinking here now. I don't want to panic. But listen, I'm going to make a video as well on the Salesforce part, because I think it's very important. And as I said before, I want to make, oh, Scott Moody, you're from Sarasota? Oh, my sons live there, actually. Their mom and stepdad own a couple of restaurants out there. And I think maybe, yeah, I think it's in Sarasota they own the restaurants. Anyway, I digress. So I guess we got all the questions on Salesforce right now. No one has any kind of rebuttals they're worried about, or any new ones that people asked you about. Always remember that if your stuff is on the first page of Google and they're not seeing it, they're not in Google. They're going to probably be in Yahoo or Bing. And you know, I can't tell you how big that is, just telling you that, because it took me a couple times to figure out what the hell the people were telling me. And I know, daggone well, my clients are number one. I mean, they do the top 3. They're like, no, I don't see them. No, I don't even see a video on it. What? You don't see a video? Wait, type this in. What? So I'm telling you, that is huge, just that alone. So if there aren't any more questions on the Salesforce, let me go ahead. And I already told you about the, which I don't have slides for, about making the manager and your YouTube account for your VAs. Here's the hands-off technical almost, okay? Here's what we do. We order campaigns from Asia Virtual Solutions, and I'll tell you what, you can get single campaigns, one-tier campaigns for $10. You know what? They come back in 2 to 3 days. And all you do when that's done is you just import it into your GSA. You know, this dude even has, the guy who does this, when you get your campaign, he has a link right in it that shows you the video on how to do this. And it's a really good video. I don't even have to make a video for this. You guys will be able to watch this video and import them. And I'm telling you what, you import these things and you run them, and they're awesome. And so if you do this for every one of your campaigns, you don't need Wicked Article Creator. You don't need Content Machine, because this guy uses Content Machine. You get a boatload of campaigns. And you know what? When I first started doing this, probably for the first 3 months, I used this guy. I was doing it wrong, and still was cranking out rankings out the wazoo. And I was using, like, you're supposed to import like 10 or 15 of his, because he gives you like 45 or 50 different things to import for like articles and the contextual stuff. And I only do one, and I'd use that one for, like, you know, one campaign and another campaign, and I was using that one for like other campaigns and other cities, and it was working. Well, you know, I figured out eventually. I actually watched the video one time. I was like, wow, this is awesome. So this is how you do the hands-off technical almost. And I'm going to give you guys a link in just a second. It's going to come up here, but it is awesome. Here it is right here. Let me see. It's not going to let me copy it from here. here's what I'll do. I'll go to my PC and let me see. There we go. I'll put it up here, and then I got a little slide I'm going to show you guys. Right here is for everyone. Hopefully it sends out. Okay, it went away, so I don't see it up on the sidebar yet. Send it to everyone. We do it again. No one seeing that? All right. You know what I'll do? Everyone's on this webinar, or anyone who hears this, who does the replay, send me an email. You guys know my email. You guys are part of our membership. Send me an email and support, okay? And I'll give you guys a link if you can't follow this. The other thing you can do, you can just type in data pack, GSA data pack in Google. It'll come up Asia Virtual Solutions, and it comes up. This is sweet. I'm telling you guys, this is awesome. Here's how I use it. When you use when it comes up and you order it, up above here is going to be like, it'll tell you $10, blah blah blah. But here's the details. You got your main keyword, second keyword, and third keyword. They use the keywords to tell GSA how to scrape data. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this, when you first start out, you're going to have some sweet lists. It's going to be sweet. We all get data loss, and a lot of those links go away. And GSA doesn't do that, doesn't clean it up for you. So you have to figure out ways of doing that. And then what I also do is down here, you get 100 URLs to be created for what they do is they create a PDF for you in these campaigns, so you can actually submit links to document sites, which is really good. And what I do here, I just take a bunch of my clients' other videos as well, the clients I'm doing it for now, as well as other clients in other cities, and I jam them in here, and I have all kinds of different clients' links in these PDFs all over the place. So this works really, really well. It really does. So, you know, I just wanted to show you guys this training. It hasn't been that long. I thought it was going to be longer than this. This is pretty much the gist of our training. You know, we have open QA right now. If you have any other questions, you can go ahead and ask that. But tonight, what I've shown you is a really, really easy way to sell our services to our clients. I showed you guys a real easy way how to build a sales force, which is so key when you're building a business like this. Because you know what? We can be a one-man show up to a certain point. We can't be a one-man show when we start getting, you know, more than like 15, 20 clients. 20 clients is almost pushing a little bit. You've got to do a lot of work in the beginning. And usually when you start getting in the 20s, you're getting them all, you know, you're getting one after another after another after another. So you're going to need some help. You're going to need some VA. And you know what? And if you're not getting there, you know, those kind of problems that I'm talking to you about, those are great kind of problems to have. Man, I got too many clients. I got 25 clients now, and I'm backed up in work and blah blah. Dude, how much money are you gonna be making if you got 20 clients? Think about that. And you know what? When you got 20 clients, hey, you're telling them 4 to 6 weeks to begin with. You got to work hard maybe for, you know, a week or two loading up all these videos, or you get you a VA. But then once you get that rolling, you get the system down. Once you get it down, now you can sit back. You say, okay, I got my salespeople over here. I got my few VAs. They can, you know, they're just waiting for work, and you can send it over to them. And then you got, you know, then you got the Asia Virtual Solutions creating all the campaigns for you, and all you do is import them into GSA. So really, all you're doing is importing the campaigns into your GSA, and you're golden. And that's it. That's it. And what we'll do, you guys, I'm not sure if the questions are working, because I'm thinking there'll be a lot more questions, and you may have it, but something's going on with the any meeting and stuff. And so what we'll do, we're going to have another one on Friday that's going to be on GSA. If you save your questions, you know, ask me them on Friday. It'll be at, what are you guys thinking about doing one on Friday at like, I can't do 3 o'clock, like in the daytime. Let me know on the Facebook group if you guys want to start doing them in the daytime versus the nighttime. I don't know what everybody's schedule is. I know some people are in the UK, some people are in Australia. So if we want to do it in the daytime to kind of make it fair for everyone, I'm okay with that. We just got to pick a time. Maybe it's 11 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock. Whatever that is. You guys let me know. We'll try to decide on it. Otherwise, we'll just keep them, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock or something like that on Fridays, or do them on another day. You can't do them on Wednesdays. Wednesday's the only day that I'm unavailable, at night. During the daytime, we can do them. But let me know. I'm going to go ahead. I'm not getting any questions. So I'm assuming that somehow my stuff is messed up for you guys, and I apologize for that. But hopefully this recorded everything, and we'll get to the bottom of all the stuff. We'll get all this worked out. I want to thank you guys for showing up. It's just a little bit over an hour, and we had some mix-ups too. So I apologize again, but hey, you guys ask questions. Send me emails tonight. Go to the Facebook group. Ask questions there. I'll answer them like I always do, just like I am right now. Okay? You guys have a great night, and thanks for coming. Talk to you guys later.